And we are on. And welcome to Herman's Online. My name's Karel Roessingh, streaming from my home studio in the Highlands. Very good. I think we're on.
Are we on?
I'm not catching it, but you know, I'm just hoping we are. I'm not seeing it on Vimeo or Facebook, but what the heck? We'll pretend we're on.
That's good enough for us.
So first of all, thanks, many thanks to Herman's and the board and the staff at Herman's for continuing on with live music all through this madness. We're so thrilled to have a platform to reach you, and thank you all for joining in with us. It's taken some patience, a lot of patience, as we can all attest. The technical problems are just countless and take a lot of fiddling around to do. But here we are. Remind you that please, if you can afford to donate, find the donate button and help us out and help Herman's out, because you know, our day books are suddenly very empty and have been empty all year. So we rely on your kindness, and we give you many thanks. I am thrilled to be joined from Surrey, BC, from their home, Holly Arntzen and Kevin Wright, amazing singers and songwriters. Who not only sing and songwrite, they have a tremendous amount of conviction in what they write, and they pass that on to generations of young children in schools. They sing wildly, longly, with great enthusiasm and great love about the environment, the earth, the water, and they're going to tell you more about their songs and their projects. But welcome, Holly and Kevin. I'm so thrilled to be playing with you again. It's been many years.
Thank you so much, Karel.
Thanks,
We're
Karel.
thrilled to be here too. We're just delighted to be invited and to be reconnecting with Herman's Jazz Club, where we've done many wonderful shows, and just echo what you said. Thank you, folks, for keeping the music going. Well, let's get warmed up here on a wonderful Paul Simon tune, shall we? Everybody jumpstart. Every generation throws a hero up the pop charts.
Medicine is magical and magical is art. You know the boy in the bubble and the baby with the baboon heart. And I believe these are the days of lasers in the jungle. The lasers in the jungle somewhere. Staccato signals of constant information. A loose affiliation of millionaires and billionaires. And baby, these are the days of miracle and wonder. This is a long distance call. The way the camera follows us in slow-mo. The way we look to us all, oh yeah. The way we look to a distant constellation dying in a corner of the sky. These are the days of miracle and wonder. Now don't cry, baby, don't cry, don't cry. Ba-ba-do, 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 bow. Ba-ba-do, 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 bow. Ba-ba-do, 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 ba-ba-dow. Woo! Yeah.
Okay, hang in there. We're getting a call from William.
Okay.
I'm not seeing anything anywhere,
Oh,
so I don't know if we're playing or not playing.
right. Okay. Well. Such is the life of the itinerant musician.
Yeah.
We're not that itinerant anymore.
The sedentary itinerant musician.
Hang in. Stand by. What's happening?
So you need comments say you need more volume, so go back to what you usually do.
Okay. Oh, well, that's okay, fine. We're just making some adjustments here. All is well, but
Were we on there?
I believe we were. We're
People
just
were
getting
watching. Hello, people, if you were watching.
Yes. Welcome, friends, family, countrymen.
Okay, let's move along. And so we're going to move along with the March of the Spirit Bearer. Maybe
Yes.
take over, Holly. Tell us about it.
Well, most of you probably have heard of spirit bears. They live in the Great Bear Rainforest and up around Terrace and the sort of north part of the BC coast. They're actually black bears, but they have white fur. And I got to travel up there in 2006. I saw my very own spirit bear on Riordan Creek on Princess Royal Island. And so this song came out of that experience, and we dedicate it to diversity and wildlife and making the right choices in our lives to protect this precious place.
All right.
Gitgat, Helsinki, Simshan, Newhawk, and Nishka. Raven set aside a rainforest home where he decreed spirit bears can freely roam and live together in harmony. I where Pacific Ocean pounds Princess Royal Island, and oil tankers glide past Hartley Bay. Grow cedar trees 1,000 years old, and bears as white as clouds on a sunny day. We need the forest to sustain the ancient highways of the bear, following footsteps year by year. The Great Bear Rainforest keeps the rain a falling, salmon running, and the water
The beauty, the threat, the treasure, the debt, the black, the white, the dark, the light. Black oil, white bears, oil spills, who cares? Like salmon waiting at the mouth of the quay to go upstream and spawn. Waiting for rain to raise water levels. Why is it taking so long? We know what we gotta do and where we need to go. Get there from here. We can keep our hearts together and get our collective ass in gear. We need the forest to sustain the ancient highways of the bear, following footsteps year by year. The Great Bear Rainforest keeps the rain a falling, salmon running, and the water clear. Take another one, Carl. Oh, we need the forest to sustain the ancient highways of the bear, following footsteps year by year. The Great Bear Rainforest keeps the rain a falling, salmon running, and the water
All right.
Yeah.
Beautifully done.
Listen, and the crowd goes wild.
Okay.
And a clap test.
Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of sync here. We're getting out of sync here a little bit, so I'm going to do a little clap test, and we'll see how we can fix this. Here we go. This is all technical details here that you don't need to worry about, but when I clap, sometimes the audio is in sync and sometimes it ain't, and you can tell right at home there.
This is one of the ain't times.
This is one of the ain't times, so we've just made an adjustment. We'll see.
Changes by the second.
It changes from time to time, and we're just going to get back in sync here and see if we can fix this.
When are they going to fix the internet?
Are you at 2 seconds?
2.5.
2.5.
And I'm playing dulcimers, for those of you who don't
Audio
know.
is way ahead.
And the thing you do most when you play dulcimer is you tune it. So you'll see me doing that a lot tonight.
Okay, while you're tuning, I'll be clapping.
Okay, clap, tune.
And we're just hanging in, waiting to see how, because of the long delay, we're just going to have to wait and see if that syncs up. So,
Can I talk, Carl?
oh,
Or will that-
absolutely, do
Okay,
please.
so
I might-
folks, in that March of the Spirit Bear song, in the chorus it goes, "We need the forests to protect the ancient highways of the bear." Following what we learned is that in undisturbed old growth forest, the bears have pathways that they've traveled really for decades, if not centuries. And in the mossy, soft forest floor, there are spots where their foot or where their paws go down. And when they're walking on those paths, they put their paws right in those exact paw prints. So
Ancient bear.
that's right. So protecting forests, of course, protects bears because they need their highways.
Okay, hang in there. I'm going to clap again.
Another clap.
Carry on, Holly. Thanks for this.
Okay.
Okay.
Are we good?
We're just checking. But you can talk while we're checking.
Okay. So we're going to move from one beautifully unique animal on the west coast here to another one, which is our orcas.
And this song was born on Malcolm Island, where the little town of Sointula is. Just let me know when you need to clap, Carl.
No, we're done. We're pretty close now.
Oh, okay, excellent. And we have some friends up in Sointula. You go all the way, just at the northern, almost the tip of Vancouver Island, just off the about 20-minute ferry ride off of the northern
Port McNeil.
coast, Port McNeil. Is a place called Sointula, and on the south side is Sointula, and the north side is what they call the wild side, and we have some friends there, Kate Brower and Troy Bright, who've been studying the orcas there for the past almost, like, I guess,
20 years.
every year it goes on, we have to add another year, so like over 20 years anyway.
Yeah.
And it's a special beach where the orcas come and rub their bodies right up to the edge of the shore. It's these beautiful, smooth rocks, about that big. And so we went up there and we waited to see if that would happen while we were there, and it never did. And we've never seen it yet, but we got this song. It's called "Waiting for Orca," and Kate describes it when you're waiting and you're waiting and you're waiting, and all of a sudden you see these dorsal fins just off of Malcolm Point. They're coming, and you never know if they're going to actually come or they're going to go away. But she goes, it's like watching soldiers in a line coming at you, and I can just imagine the magical. I've seen lots of footage of it, but in real life, I can imagine how magical it is, and we've yet to see it, but we got this song out of it. So,
All right.
And the other piece in this song, a wonderful ecologist, Ed Ricketts, who was doing his work in the 30s and 40s, he had this term, breaking through, and it's breaking through consciousness. And when we think about saving endangered orcas and protecting habitat and spirit bears, what we're looking for in our communities is that breakthrough where we can collectively work together to save the precious. for orca on a beach so blue.
Looking out to Malcolm Point where the fog is rolling through.
Can you hear them anywhere? Can you see them? Are they there? Are they there? Waiting for orca on the wild side.
Scanning the horizon, eyes open wide.
Where do they come from? Where do they go? Why do they come here to rub? Nobody knows. There are so many things about life that I don't understand. Knowledge and wisdom reside in our hearts and heads and hands. All the lands is holy. Everything's struggling to live with man. All we have to do is break through. Waiting for orca, it's been so long.
Remembering how it feels just to hear the song.
I can see them, so divine, heading to the beach like soldiers in a line. There are so many things about life that I don't understand. Knowledge and wisdom reside in our hearts and heads and hands. All of lives is holy. Everything's struggling to live with man. All we have to do is break through.
You're the gorillas of the Congo, the white bears of the north. You're the tigers of the Far East, iconic hunter of this coast.
On the rocks, I'm waiting for you to come back, come back. There are so many things about life that I don't understand. Knowledge and wisdom reside in our hearts and heads and hands. All the lands is holy. Everything's struggling to live with man. All we have to do is break through. Break through. Waiting for orca. Break through. Thank you.
Thank you.
The wild applause. Yeah.
Aw.
Dead silent. It's so weird doing a gig like this. This is our first time. Karel got us into this Jam Kazam program, and it's been a bit of a struggle, like days and days of getting everything, all the settings right, and you know, but we finally did it, and this is our very first Jam Kazam gig, and it's
Well, you might want to explain to people what it is. What I mean, like we've done live webcasts, but this is the first one with Jam Kazam, right? Which
where you're playing with other people in real time, so it's
Yes,
a
indeed.
bit more of a challenge than just doing a Zoom performance, right? So
It's a huge challenge. Now, this is brand new technology. Although Jam Kazam has existed since 2014, it was pretty much a rehearsal kind of jam together kind of program. And now that isolation has set in, it has become far, far, far more serious and under much great demand. So in the last few months, there are 3 engineers who created the program and who work on it in their spare time. It's all free for musicians. And David and Peter and Seth, these wonderful engineers, have been working on this night and day and fundraising to improve the equipment. And it gets better and better, and it'll be second nature in a while. But it is complicated.
how many hours have we spent, Karel, with
Well,
you on
hours
the
and hours.
phone, just for this, just to get this one gig up and going? So, anyway, we seem to have everything set now, and now we can do many gigs.
Yes, indeed.
okay, and I'm just about there.
All right.
Alrighty.
And thank you once again, everybody, for tuning in. And of course, this will be recorded, and people will be able to watch it after the fact as well.
Oh, Athlete Forever. It'll be online
Forever.
at Herman's Facebook and on Vimeo and on YouTube. You will be able to see it at your leisure. So anytime. And don't forget that we truly appreciate your donations. So if you get a chance, even a couple of bucks really makes a big difference to us. And because there are so many watching, you would be surprised. You know, this thing adds up, and so it's important. All
For
right.
sure.
What's
Okay,
next?
so we're going to recycle a wonderful cover for you, right? You'll know this song, sing along, and we've just brought it into our present moment.
Don't you feel it growing day by day? People get ready for the move. Some are having sky.
And the crowd is growing bigger, listening for those happy sounds, and I gotta let them fly.
Oh, 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 listen to the music. Oh, 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 listen to the music. Oh, 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 listen to the music all the time.
Carl. Take another one, Carl.
Oh, 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 listen to the ocean. Oh, 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 listen to the ocean. Oh, 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 listen to the ocean all the time. Salmon. Oh, 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 listen to the salmon. Oh, 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 listen to the salmon. Oh, 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 listen to the salmon all the time. Orca! Oh, 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 listen to the orca. Oh, 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 listen to the orca. Oh, 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 listen to the orca all the time. Oh, 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 listen to the people. Oh, 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 listen to the people. Oh, 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 listen to the people all the time. Oh, 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 listen to the music. Oh, 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 listen to the music. Oh, 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 listen to the music all the time. Woo!
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw.
Well, I hope that was as much fun for all of you out there as it was for me and you, Carl. That was,
Yeah.
thank you. What a delight, honestly. So, the first time that I met you, Carl, it's my turn to introduce you. It was back in about 1998 in the winter. And my late husband, Stephen Foster, and I, we'd moved into Durrance Road in Brentwood Bay. And we went down to the Bengal Lounge at the Empress. The Bengal Lounge, what was, beautiful place. And there you were, Carl, at the piano. And we were just sitting there with our gin and tonics. And you were like levitating off the piano seat. You were with Joey Smith and Don Lepard, I think. And we just went, whoa, we want to play with you. So we started working together then, and this whole, these Voices of Nature programs that you and I, Kevin, do started, and you, Carl, were involved. We've done a whole series of albums since then, and you have been such a part of developing the music that we play to this day. And so this next song is one that appeared on our album called Shade of Our Trees. It came out in 2006. And we wanted to include it because the CD was about forests. And our neighbor, Richard Hebda, was telling us with what's going on with the climate crisis, things are going to change for our iconic cedar trees. And so we wanted to write about those. Now, over to you, Karel. What was the origins of this song from your point of view?
This is part of a series of tunes called Highlands Suite. And it was called Cedars mostly because the harmony goes kind of in parallel with the melody, so it kind of suggests parallel lines like in a cedar forest.
Cool.
All right, I'll start off, shall I?
Why don't you? 6,000 years ago, the climate changed and grew wet on the northwest coast. Cedar trees took their stand. Majestic, tall, straight trunk towers from its massive base, wrapped in reddish brown bark, graceful sweeping boughs. To pay respect to its gifts, First Nations called it Long Life Maker. Cedar boats and houses, cooking pots and boxes. 500 years of slow growth, it will bend without breaking. Their reign now ends as the climate changes again. To pay respect to its gifts, First Nations called it Long Life Maker. Cedar boats and houses, cooking pots and boxes. 500 years of slow growth, it will bend without breaking. Their reign now ends as the climate changes again. our cedar trees. Yeah, so we actually recorded that song with a children's choir singing it. It's really fine. And another song on that same album, Shade of Our Trees, is the title track, Shade of Our Trees. And just give me a second here. Just check this tuning.
Okay, and while we've got a little moment here, you should really behold these concerts that are put on with entire schools. And these two, let me tell you about these two. When they are rehearsing for these concerts, there are concert halls full with hundreds and hundreds of children from different schools. And the entire school takes part, but sometimes many schools take part in a concert. And Holly stands on stage and unbelievably commands full attention. This is another amazing facet of Holly's character, is that she can truly command a room, and the kids totally listen. And if you've ever been in a room with 6 kids in it, you know what I'm talking about. I mean, these are elementary school kids, and they all are completely enthralled and wrapped in this music. And when concert times comes, they all file on and off stage in perfect order, and sing their hearts out about science and about the earth and about water, and it is truly something to behold. And they take this knowledge with them home, and you know, this must truly be changing the world, because these kids are really taking these messages about how to protect the earth and how to avoid throwing too much away, and how the salmon live and all that. They're taking all this home, and they are living with this the rest of their life. So many kudos to you for really making a huge impact, not just writing songs, but carrying out these songs and getting them to millions of kids throughout Western Canada. It's truly something.
Well, thanks for your kind words, Karel. And I just have to mention Kevin's role in this, because we do this together. It's a sight to behold. And Kevin, you come in and you bring in the rock and roll energy, and kids from the age of 4 relate to it. They're just like,
absolutely,
yeah.
Yeah, I was going to add that Kevin is the rock star in the room. There is no question. These kids look to Kevin with such adoration. It's just really something. And so Holly is the controller. Kevin is the out of
controller, the rock and roller,
out of control rock star there.
But yeah, it's thank you, Karel. And yeah, unfortunately, we're not back in March when COVID hit, we were in the middle of a program out in Chilliwack, and we just did the dress rehearsal for a big concert we were going to do there, and just in the break between the concert and between the dress rehearsal and the concert, we got the call and everything had been canceled. So we haven't been in school since, and who knows when we'll be in school. So we're reinventing everything online right now. So we're keeping our fingers crossed that we can still keep delivering our programs virtually. So
okay.
So so final word about Shade of Our Trees.
Yes.
Friends, there's a huge amount of focus right now on the old growth forests that are being cut day after day in British Columbia. And it's something we all, every single one of us, need to think deeply about, because old growth trees effectively are irreplaceable in our lifetimes. And they are so important for biodiversity and for beauty and for the health of the world going forward. So we dedicate this song, Shade of Our Trees, and we dedicate our music to bringing our communities together, every single one of us, to protect old growth forests. Oh, hang on. I don't think this is quite right. That might be later. Okay. the breath of the sea. We live in the shade of our trees. We live with love in our voices and wisdom we cannot yet see. The heart of compassion beats in the infinite sea. We move to rhythms from long ago in the shade of our trees. How do men move mountains?
How do men move mountains?
Why do people say?
Why do people say?
What makes plants blossom?
What makes plants blossom?
Every spring,
Every spring,
mother loves her baby.
mother loves her baby.
Silence loves call of loon. Woo-hoo. Flowers look for sunlight.
Look for sunlight.
Ocean tides follow the moon. We all need trees in our future to help us listen to our past. Never rush when you visit your ancestors. Sometimes slow is fast. Trees stand watching in silence. I wonder what they've seen. All the good and bad things we have done in the shade of our trees. How do men move mountains?
How do men move mountains?
Why do people say?
Why do people
What
say?
makes plants blossom?
Makes plants blossom.
Every spring,
Every spring,
mother loves her baby.
mother loves her baby.
Silence loves call of loon. Woo-hoo. Flowers look for sunlight.
Flowers look for sunlight.
Ocean tides follow the moon.
Beautiful.
Thank you very much.
Beautiful. What a beautiful song that is.
What do
Yeah.
you do? It's like
I know. It's like playing on the radio, isn't it?
Oh,
All you out there in radio land,
yeah. We so much appreciate you being here with us. We really do. No audience, no show. Okay, we got another glorious cover tune for you by Joni Mitchell. This is called Black Crow.
hit it.
across the highway that beat me. Now it's diving down, pick up on something shiny. I saw a black crow flying in a blue sky. I took a ferry to the highway, and I drove to a pontoon plane. I took a plane to a taxi, and a taxi to a train. I've been traveling so long, how am I ever going to know my home? But when I see it again, I'm like a black crow flying in a blue, blue sky. In search of love and music, my whole life has been illumination, corruption, and diving, diving, diving down to pick up on every shiny little thing. Oh, I'm a black crow flying in a blue, blue sky. I look in the mirror after being up all night. I look at my haggard face in the bathroom light. I look out the window and I saw that ragged soul take flight. Oh, I saw a black crow flying. I'm like a black crow flying. I'm a black crow flying in a blue, blue sky. Joni!
It's always a miracle when we end at the same time.
It really is, you know that?
Amazing how musicians can do that sometimes.
So this next song, which I also have to tune for. So Kevin, why don't you tell them how we came to write this next song, Blessing in Disguise?
Yeah, it was after, it's our post-COVID hit. And yeah, just as I was mentioning how all of our
Post-COVID?
post-COVID,
No, we're still in COVID.
yeah, but it post-COVID
The
kill everything.
Ah, right. Post-COVID started the shutdown.
That's
hit.
right. Post-shutdown hit. Yeah, as I was mentioning with when we got the call, all of our concerts, our whole spring got wiped out, and you know, a couple days later, I said, "There's got to be a blessing in disguise about this." And then we started seeing all these news bits about, you know, you could all of a sudden for years and decades actually you couldn't see the Himalayas, right? Because there was so much pollution, you couldn't see the Himalayas from 200 kilometers away, and all of a sudden there they were. You know, people could see them. And you know, the skyline of LA, right? It was just like it was so clear. Like there was never blue skies, and in some parts of China, like Beijing, there were gray skies, and no one ever saw a blue sky. And all of a sudden, there's blue skies appearing everywhere. So those were sort of the first blessings that the Earth was sort of maybe taking a little breather and getting to replenish. But there's so many countless blessings that we've come across as COVID hits. Although there's many that aren't that. Aren't very nice either, but it's
well, that's an understatement. There's so much suffering going on right now because of this pandemic, and yet our job as human beings is to keep the possibility of something better alive. And so we dedicate this song to keeping that focus amongst us, that we can take what we're learning here and make things better than they were before, because the truth is there were a lot of problems that we weren't really dealing with. So
it just goes to show you how resilient humans can be and how people actually can change on a dime.
Yes,
right.
Exactly.
When the proper everything's in place to change, people can do it, and they've proven that. So this is a blessing in disguise.
Sorry, is that a bit too loud? Sorry, guys.
Well, you don't know.
Thanks for your patience, folks.
You don't know what they're doing.
Okay, here
That's
we go.
good.
You're here.
In China for the first time in forever, with the factories being shut down, the air is getting clearer. Many things we know today can be gone tomorrow, and I know the fear is real. Oh, but it's a blessing in disguise. finding love in the distance with the right motivation. Many things we this sky.
Cheers.
Thank you, everybody. Okay, blessing in disguise. Oh, right on. So, Karel, going back to the early days, one of the second, we did a series of 6 albums, full-on albums. Each album had numerous choirs of hundreds of kids recorded on it. The schools did full programs. And the second one was about marine conservation in the Strait of Georgia, and it's called Salish Sea, and this is the theme song. And so, Karel, you were part of getting this song recorded. These lyrics were written by Brian E. Pan and Jean Briard, I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly, on Salt Spring Island. And yeah, so I know you've all just been crying out, here it is, here it is. This is your hit song about the 6 intertidal zones. Okay.
Who can claim that?
It's called Salish Sea. A shoreline rock is like a one big town. Try not to turn one upside down. The barnacles and periwinkles feed on top. Limpid slide until the waters drop. All these critters say to me, keep singing songs about the Salish Sea.
Underneath the rocks, the shore crabs hide, all awaiting the next high tide. Gumboot chitons big as your shoe stick to the rocks just like glue.
All these critters say to me, keep singing songs about the Salish Sea. Barnacle, periwinkle, flatfish, whelk, cockle, rockweed, bull cow. In between the tide pools, hermit crabs graze. Sculpins lurk in a coral maze. Anemones' tentacles look like flowers. They stay open at high tide hours. All these critters say to me, keep singing songs about the Salish Sea.
Seaweed is anchored to the seabed, green at the top, then brown, then red. Bull kelp bobbing just offshore, nursery for fish, kelp, crab, and more.
All these critters say to me, keep singing songs about the Salish Sea. Barnacle, periwinkle, flatfish, whelk, cockle, rockweed, bull cow. Eelgrass blooms, estuaries flow. This is where all the herring grow. The ducks come to feed on their roar eggs. Great blue heron on 2 straight legs. All horse clams squirt, butter clams next, and the little necks first. The sea worms squiggle, sandpipers blow. These are some intertidal folk. Well, all these critters say to me, keep singing songs about the Salish Sea. Barnacle, periwinkle, flatfish, whelk, cockle, rockweed, bull cow.
Oh, right.
All righty then.
What fun.
Someone told me long ago there's a calm before the storm, and I know it's been coming for some time. When it's over, so they say, it'll rain a sunny day, and I know it's shining down like a water, yeah. But I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain coming down a sunny day? Yesterday and days before, sun is cold and rain is hot, and I know been that way for all my time. Till forever on it goes, through the circle fast and slow, and I know it can't stop. I wonder, yeah. I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain? I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain coming down a sunny day?
Boy, a visual downstroke has a very different meaning in this virtual world, eh?
Quarter second off, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm going to tune my dulcimer for this last tune. Yeah, I'll be right back.
You be right back, Hall.
Alrighty, and so I'll remind you. First, I'll thank you all for hanging with us. Thank you all for joining, and thank you so much to Herman's for keeping live music alive, even if it's just over on your computer screen. And of course, the Herman's is still open, and you can go down there and enjoy the shows many nights a week. And you can enjoy them at home because they are all streamed, and you can watch them now or later as they're being played or later. And you can donate. You can donate.
You can donate.
You have that ability.
Forget not.
And so we would really appreciate it. Herman's would as well. You know, it's been really difficult keeping things going, and with all the restrictions and with all the things that they have to adhere to. It's been a tough go for the Herman's board and staff, and boy, they hung in there. And thank you for doing that. Thank you for joining us. And let's see, let's play one more tune, shall we?
Yeah, we got one more. We were watching a concert there the other day, and man, do they have it going on down at Herman's. If you haven't seen one of their streaming concerts, they've got it sounding so amazing. They've got the sound person's doing like 5 camera switching, and they've really got it going on for live streaming down there. So if you haven't had a chance and you can't make it down to be one of the 20 people that are allowed in, and you want to stream, it's a really good experience. It sounds great.
Quality.
Yeah, I'll show you the switching we can do.
Yeah.
And thank you, William, for being our tech guy out there in the ether. Great to connect with you.
Getting
like
everybody loaded on Facebook there.
Yeah. And thank you, Karel, so much for inviting us to do this.
Always a pleasure.
We look forward to the next time.
It's been another blessing in disguise.
Yeah, truly,
It's
truly.
like we get to play with Karel again.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
so much fun. Yes, absolutely. Let's do this again.
So,
Sure enough.
folks, we're going to finish off with a song that we wrote. It's about fresh water and the fact that all the water on Earth has always been here. The same water that the dinosaurs drank is the water we're using in some respect. And fresh water is kind of virtually irreplaceable. So we really need to think so carefully about how we use it. And like, for example, did you know that when we manufacture a car, we use 100,000 gallons of fresh water that cannot be used for drinking again? So anyway, draw your own conclusions. Anyway, here we go. Pennies from heaven, dollars from hell. Ocean swells roll forever, water warmed by heat of.
Okay, we lost him. Oh.